All right, we're live. See that? That, my friends, is coal. That's what this one's about, and some other things. So we'll get a few on here, and then we'll go from there. I got a bottle of water waiting up for you, Mr. Rhodes. How are you? You're first as always. I need all my apples. Side did. Dang it! I hate them apples. Give me a second here. Just cleaning up a little mess I just made. Spilled the garlic. Mark, what's up? Wayne Tharp, how are you, my friend? Let me get out of this dark room. Turn the TV down so I don't get a claim or whatever that is, whatever they call that crap. Is that a? No, it's a combustioneer, Todd. I think some guy. I bought that off of a HVAC guy that buys them and rebuilds them. I found it on Craigslist, believe it or not. There's Mr. Maycheck. What's up, buddy? Let's get my handy dandy water bottle camera holder ready. I gotta pull this table this way. Got glare action going on. That didn't help. So, Stephen Clays. Hey, what's up, Steve? Okay, we got 19. It's good enough to get this one rolling. So, the title's Coal. Wayne, no, that video I did, whatever day that was, clearing out for the landing. See, I had to cut them down. The stump grinder was supposed to come Saturday. They were going to grind all that stuff out. Something was wrong with the Bandit. It would not work. I don't know why. It's in some limp mode. There's some sensor going bad. Once again, electronics and forestry equipment. Bad idea. So it wouldn't let it run. I don't know what the. So I guess they said the mechanics coming to work on that Monday morning, and then hopefully they'll get it over there and get it done sometime Monday, possibly Tuesday. So I'm going to go trout fishing tomorrow morning. Steve, if you're on here real quick, did you see all? I slammed Steve with me on the meat wagon this weekend, so he's just. I wrecked him. I won that. It was meat week down there in where was I? Center Hall. Crushed him. There was just meat wagons everywhere. So, anyways, old man Mosh, what's up? So the title's Coal, and the reason it came up is I'm fascinated by not so much strip mining, but the underground mining stuff. It's crazy. I mean, it's just. I worked with guys in the union that left coal mining to come work in the union. There's what brought it up was I was on my way to go fishing a tournament this weekend. Didn't do that much well. A lot of rain, so it was a little trout tournament tag fish thing we do every once in a while. And we was going by a Rosebud is the company I think that's mining it, right off of Route 22. And I've seen coal coming out of the towers, out of the conveyor towers. I haven't seen that in a couple years. Like, man, check that out. They're digging coal again. That's pretty cool. Was happy to see that. Because I think it is a vital industry, not just because of the fuel, but for all the jobs it creates to the local area. I think it's pretty neat. And if you go on YouTube and you search underground coal mine, I mean, God, there's tons of videos, but there's not too many new ones. A lot of them are 5 years and older. I haven't found too many that are. There's a few like around 2 years, but there's just not many because a lot of that stuff went away. So what I'm getting at is, if there's anybody on here that deals with that, or has family that deals with that, I'm High Fire Captain Tom, and one goal I have in my life is I'd love to go down inside of an active underground. I'd like to see a long wall in operation. That would be really, really cool. What's up, Nate? And hey, Nate, I found some mushrooms today. I'll show you a picture in a minute. And yeah, I'd love to go down inside a deep coal mine. I don't know how long I'm going to want to stay down there, but I'd love to see that stuff in operation. I'm fascinated by the long wall systems, and then there's the continuous miner systems and things like that. So, yeah, it would make a good video. I don't know if they would let me video, but if anybody knows anybody, please get in contact with me. I got to try to. You can't just approach a company because they'd probably think you're out to get them in some way or somehow or make them look bad. And Nate, if you get rained out one day this week, give me a call because odds are if you're rained out, I'm rained out. Maybe we'll go look because I know that it seems like Ohio's got a little better supply than Pennsylvania. If you got a couple pieces, we can go walk. But yeah, so the coal is. I'm pro coal, as anybody would say. I think it's a great thing. You know, as long as it's done safely and responsibly, which that's not hard to do. Rodney Felker. What's up, buddy? You're from New York. All right, so I'm going to show Nate what I do with them. I hunt morel mushrooms for all you. Hey, Brian from Franklin. Now, these ones, there's a. Let me turn this around. These are morels. These are a different style morels. I've heard of them referred to dog peckers, and you can imagine why. But they have the real small top and the long trunk, I guess you would call it. But ALL Firewood, I'm just starting to find. This was the best. I found all these in one little area. That's the best find they've ever had. Now, for size, they're not very big. Hi, Mr. Kaiser. So those are the ones I found. And there's the steaks that I'm going to cook with it. We'll probably do that tomorrow. So, but yeah, that's all I got to say about that. Got any questions? The videos have been lacking because we haven't been moving to this job's been a pain in the butt. Hey, Richard Powers, he's a surface miner. Cool, buddy. Cool. I mean, it takes a different breed to do the underground. First thing year's dog pecker. It wasn't meant how you're thinking it. You have to go back and what did you? Hopefully you saw it. But anyways, it takes a different breed to go underground, man. I would have to say that's got to be. I mean, I guess they probably say the same thing about loggers. I don't know. Y'all's nuts cutting trees down. After y'all's not dig coal out of the ground like that. But I mean, I would love to see it firsthand. I really would. So hopefully we can make that happen someday for you guys. That would be cool. Hey, Brian, thanks, buddy. I went over to my buddy's parents for dinner tonight, so I figured I might as well look respectable. Do you ever roll them shrooms in flour and egg and fry them in butter? Okay. No. How I cook mine, Wayne, is I cook my steaks a lot like Gordon Ramsay has a video on how to cook the perfect steak. So basically, hot skillet, real hot, like to the point where old man in the wood, what's up? The point where if you touch that steak to a skillet, it sizzles. So what you do is you get that skillet good and hot, you pour a little olive oil in there to cover the bottom. You lay that steak in there. As it starts to sear, takes a couple cloves of garlic, crush them up, throw them in there. And then you take a little bit of cut some pieces of butter, throw it in there on the sides. And, you're working it. And you can season your steak however you want to begin with. I just do salt and pepper both sides before I lay it in there. And as it's cooking, you can add a little bit of thyme. You can get ground thyme like in the little spice shakers, or you can get actual thyme. A lot of grocery stores carry it now. And you just put that in there, cook it both sides, sear it up until it's done. When I'm done, you take the steak off, let it cool. The remnants from the cooked down fats from the steak and the olive oil and the butter and the thyme and the garlic, I throw the mushrooms in that and just like saute them in that and then put them over top. That's my big thing. A little S&P, 2 minutes both sides for me. That's right. That's absolutely right. And if it's a real thick steak, you go with Squirrely Dan says. And that's where you sears both sides and finish it off in the ovens. So my buddy showed me that. Then I watched the video on here on YouTube of Gordon Ramsay. I wish I had a link for it, but I don't. He cooked that steak, and I've never put one on the grill since then. They were the best steak I've ever cooked in my life. So I'll never go back either. I don't even think I bought propane for my grill since then. So I missed a few comments, I think. Brian. Wexford. Where's Wexford? Wexford by me? So I just figured, I was intrigued by seeing that coal today, and that's why I wanted to make this video, and hopefully I can come across some way to get in one, to maybe do a little video, and if I can, and that would be cool. It is a personal goal of mine to get down in a working one day and see how those guys do that up close and personal, firsthand. I think it would be neat. I don't really know how to make that goal become a reality. Like I said, I don't want to just approach a coal company because, first of all, I think they would kick you out of there. All right, cool. One Renew, you're close to me. Nice, buddy. Hope you enjoy what we're doing. Check out the rest of the channel. I don't remember a comment from you before. So if you're new, welcome. But I haven't been doing many live feeds lately. Been doing a lot of trout fishing lately. Because things have been kind of slow. So if I got slow time to play, I will play. I'm trying to think of what else is new coming around. The big job is... It's gonna be a challenge. I mean, their big juicy trees are nice, but with big trees come, you really gotta take your time. I cut my timber 35 years ago. Miss it every day of the week. Yeah, it's hard to get it out of you. Oh, I can only imagine MSL. The bark's probably peeling great. You're killing me. Something happens. Yeah. Yeah. I wish I could be down there at the Peel Park. Lackawanna Coal Mine in PA. Cool stuff. Is that not active, you mean? Thanks, Mr. Felker. Sorry, I pronounced that wrong. Oh, man. So, things have been, it's just typical spring. It's starting to get wet. I mean, we had that nice dry March, and now it's starting to actually be like spring and rain a lot. And so, this job is pretty dry. I don't know how it's going to hold up. We'll see. There's not a lot of topsoil. Looks like a lot of little bits and pieces of sandstone scattered throughout the woods, and this ground's never been disturbed. So it's definitely rocky soil, and it's got a hard bottom, which is good. Oh, cool. You found a way out then. Good. Ohio Logger is doing his job. I was on the other day. I had a little snippet of his 548. And it's goofy. It's like this swamp area, real flat. Everyone thinks flat logging in Ohio is like all cakewalk because there's no hills. But I'll tell you what, it's wet, like bad wet, like lose your machine wet. So I went out and I was helping them. And Richard Stevens, what's up? Called for saying I'm logging years. Okay. Oh, cool. Okay, so he had this really messed up swamp, and there's a lot of nice, big, chunky timber back in there, but it was just in a way where you just couldn't get it. It was like little islands and peninsulas, and how you had to come out was a real pain in the butt. But it sounds like, from what he's telling me, he found a little way out of it, and that's good. That's very good, because I'm glad he's going to be able to get it. Hold on, maybe Bobby. Oh, that's cool. If Bobby's there, you tell him I said hello. He has no idea who I am. He's never met me, but you tell him I said hello. He's a pretty cool egg. Pretty cool egg. I'd love to meet him someday. Definitely would. Maybe he'll. I missed him at Bunyan 2 years ago. I don't know what I was doing. I saw something shiny and I wandered off. I don't know what I did. There were so many distractions down there. Woof. So hopefully I catch him. Cross paths someday. I admire people that have been in this business a long time because I know the hardships that I've encountered just in the short time that I've been full time. I've been farting around with it for 14 years part time, and just this last year and a half has been full time. So I can only imagine, all the years through some of the really hard times. No, Chuck, I have not. I need to though. I'm gonna buy a hydraulic pump for the Barco. That pump's shot. I just need a new one. I'm gonna have to bite the bullet here very soon because I'm gonna need it. Thank you, Mr. Stevens. I got I wasn't able to video this today because it was just a bad situation to video. But either way, I had to cut this white oak down for a friend of mine who does crushing. Like they crush anything rock-wise. They asphalt millings, they crush concrete, they crush stone, coal, anything that needs crushed. He has crushers and screeners and all this stuff, and that's what they do. He makes money. Anyways, they're flattening this level lot in their place, and they're making like a big laydown area, a parking lot. They're filling it in with this rubble and just waste, busted up concrete and stuff, just hard base. And where was I going with this? They had these couple big trees down in there. Most of them he knocked over with this huge excavator, this big deer excavator. I don't know what size it was. I can't remember. But anyways, he had this big one that looked like a broccoli, it just went up and it's kind of hard to tell to lean. And he said, I want you to come up, and we cut it down this morning. And, I kind of turned it loose, and then he just used the hoe to shove it in the direction we wanted it to go because it sat back on the stump, and boy, it came down with a crash. And I think I forget what it was across the big end. It was over 4 feet at the flares, at the stump. But 19 feet up that trunk, I bucked it off, and it was 42 inches in diameter. And that log, I scaled it at Doyle, was 1,715 board feet in that one log. I'm really in between jobs right now, One Renew. Kate, what? Kate to go? Oh, hate to go, but gotta get in bed. Be safe. Hey, you too, buddy. I'll talk to you about you know what? Keep it, you know what I mean? So, we're, just kind of in a holding pattern, waiting for some stumps to get ground so I can build a landing to put the Barco in, and, I don't really have a whole lot to talk about. Caught fish. Talked about coal. Ohio logger running on the crop plant tomorrow. Guess they got a bunch of logs they want to sell. No crap. Are you kidding me? Wonder what they cleared. I forget who cleared that site. I used to know the name. They burned all that because of that St. Joe's lead down there, and they said you weren't allowed to. I don't know. I wonder what they cleared. Wonder how they got a whole. Don't pay out of the nose for them, man. Don't get into bed like that and get yourself in a bad spot. Don't get yourself in a bad. Be careful. You know what I mean? Okay. Just, like I told you before, don't make sure the deal's good for you and not good, good for everybody, but look out for yourself at the same time. Sometimes it's easy to get carried away on things, especially when you start looking at nice logs. I'll try to get more cutting videos. I gotta the GoPro don't sit right on the full brim hard hat. I can't get the mount to sit right, so I'll try to get some. I'm gonna figure out how I'm gonna mount that darn thing. I don't know yet. It's hard to say, buddy, because they might have cleared a little area or did like an expansion, or because down along the river there's a lot of places down there. I just don't know what it could be. Now up on the hill where they moved 18, there was a lot of nice oak. That was Chuck Better's property. He won't sell timber to nobody. I mean, the guy's self-made man. He got a lot of money, don't need the money, and he don't deal with anybody. They just want nothing to do with selling timber. So there's a lot of good property. Yeah, it's going to start causing a trouble here. Sexton's Lawn Care asked if we had trouble with the rain, and it's going to. It's starting to get raining too often, you know what I mean? You know what, Jay? That might be it. Never thought about that. That might be it. Do you know the name of the contractor, Ohio Logger? If you're not weird about putting it on here, if not, just text me. I'm trying to think of who's all down there. They created that place is utter madness. I mean, just utter complete madness. I'm glad I'm not there. Glad I don't have to deal with that. Take me off and put me in the woods where I can make noise and cause trouble by myself. So, is there any questions anyone has for me? Anything video-wise you want to see in particular? Stuff, you know, I have ideas sometimes about doing videos, and I'm afraid that it's going to be boring, so I don't, or I'm not sure where to go with some stuff. So, like I said, if there's any recommendations, tell me, email me. I'll give the email if you need it. I got to, missed that one. All right, buddy, I'll get in contact with you sometime. Well, you know, Jason, and I was wondering, like, the shame of it is that job's right next to you guys where you live, and you're probably going to get home late, have to leave earlier and get home later than when you're working way out of town like that. Because for one, people were telling me, and I'm here, you know, granted, you're probably hearing a horror story, but like, you have to drive that supper parking lot, and then they bus you in, and that's all on your time. That's kind of a bummer. I don't like that kind of stuff. You know, you're like a prisoner to your job. And don't get me wrong, a job's a job, and I'm all about doing good work. But at the same time, you know, sometimes things come up. Sometimes you got to go. What if your kid's sick? What if your wife needs something, or a family issue? You know what I mean? Or you just get sick, and it's like, well, no, you can't leave, or special bus privilege. Like, it's the hell with all that. I've been on jobs where you had to be trucked in, and it sucked. So, but that's my opinion. Don't let that foil. Don't let my sour apples ruin it. Thank you, Old Man in the Wood. Everybody needs to check Old Man in the Wood out. He's Mike McCoy's buddy. That's how I found him. He's a pretty good egg. He had some pretty good videos about the ash and how they're dying from that beetle and all that other stuff. Stephen Clays wants to see them big thumpers at the ground. I do too, buddy. In that video, if you guys were watching it, it looked like I was a little unnerved. I don't remember if I explained why. Them black oaks were leaning out like this. So, hold on. Oh, cool, Jay, that's good, man. Anyone make it up to the Bloomsburg Logging Expo this past weekend? Nice turnout, Freddie. I'd love to have made it, my friend, but I went fishing in a tournament. So that's why I couldn't make it. But the reason I looked unnerved cutting them trees is I'm going to try to show this. I don't know how to. So here's the stump of the tree, and they were leaning out like this. Okay, so there's your tree. There's me. So that's, whoa, that's bad glare. You know, and they're falling this direction. So the amount of kinetic energy stored in the backside of this tree is tremendous. And the reason I was so unnerved is because black oak is very, very brittle and it'll come apart on you. And if I explained it, if you guys watched that far in the video, because some are boring and I know people don't watch all the way, and that's fine. I bore in and I come around the backside. And the method I'm using, I don't know what the name of it is, but I was taught by a couple people. The method I use is, so here's your tree. This is the direction you want it to fall. Don't ignore that. I'm figuring shingles from my house. This would be your face cut. Okay, whether or not you bore the heart's up to you. So this will be your hinge. Oh, you're right, Marshy. I'm sorry. The stored energy. I apologize. I never said I was a college educated man. I'm sorry. I get things mixed up. You're right. Stored energy. The kinetic energy is when this thing gets going. The energy, yeah. So what I'll do is, hi Mike, how are you? So I'll bore the saw in here first. You know, that's our chainsaw. And I'll come around this direction. So I'll cut all this like that. So that's all cut. And then I'll bore the saw in over here. That's a bad chainsaw. And I'll start cutting in this direction. And what it leaves me is with this little pie. So as you're coming around, that's getting smaller and smaller and smaller. And all of a sudden it'll explode, man. You heard him. It was just a boom. So what happens is when you cut that, you'll get fiber pull, but 9 times out of 10, when you do that, the fiber pull is going to come out of the stump end. So you're not pulling the fibers down out of the butt. You know, the mill hates that. And then we got to deduct for, oh my God, you know, and whatever. So that's what that's all about. And that's why I do it that way. I don't like to bore it and leave a trigger because sometimes that slab will just bust off. I mean, it'll just, you know, it explodes, blows up in your face. You can get all messed up, and I don't want none of that. I'm already ugly enough as it is. Okay, I missed comments. Let's go back. Marcia, let's see here. You get a pass because you're from PA. Thanks, buddy. Can't see. I'm sorry, buddy. Piercing the heart. Smoke is over. Can't wait. Oh yeah, Nate, they're big like the ones you had. But the thing about these trees, I mean, I've cut big ones before, but these ones they're not only tall, but the merchantable height is incredible. I mean, you know, you get 50, 60, 70 on some of these trees before there's any amount of limb that would impede your ability to make a good log. So, you know, I mean, you might get some little limbs like this, but before you get to any massive limb that's going to start pushing into like blocking grade logs and stuff, I mean, it's once in a lifetime, man. I'm still in like disbelief. When I was cutting them trees the other day, the whole time, like looking over my shoulder, like waiting for somebody to scream at me, like, you're doing something wrong, you're not supposed to be, or whatever, blah, blah, blah. So, okay. I'm going to come to you, John Warren. Hold on here. Okay, back to cold. Mines are very neat. Been in one in West Virginia years ago. Like I said, John, I'd like to get into one. Just don't know how. You know what I mean? Obviously, I want to go with a group. I'd like for them to be, you know, open to the idea of me taking a little bit of video stuff, obviously with their approval before I put it up. And so, like I said, get in touch with me if you know somebody or know a way how. That would be cool. Or tell someone that would know somebody, or see, any way I can. Somewhere here in PA, somewhere if I can, or in West Virginia, right in Ohio or something. Yes, I am in a neighborhood. Used to load in every week back to Iowa. I think there's some pretty big ones in Iowa. I think there's some pretty big coal mines in Indiana too. I was watching one that's over in the UK somewhere. I'm Mr. Boley. That was the height of the cut that they're taking. It was a long walling system. And these guys, I mean, it looked like they were taking almost 10. I'd say 9. No, it was more than 9. It was at least 10 or 11 foot cut, which is, the seam is incredible. Because I think on a lot of them underground ones, they don't cut the full amount out in one pass. You know what I mean? You have a little bit of coal underneath you, because the stuff on like the top and the bottom of the seam is considered like inferior, like it's not real good or whatever. It's not of the quality they want. So you're cutting like in a sweet spot, what they would say. Not too bad, buddy, about yourself. And so he was saying something like he had 3 foot under him and 7 foot above him, and then the 12 or the 11 feet they were cutting out in the middle, and it's just like, holy crap, that's hard to believe. And then it showed the guys doing like the roof bolting where they have a continuous miner where they're doing room and pillar and stuff like that. That's pretty cool to see too. So, yeah. We'll cut this down here in a little bit. We're not going to go too long because I'm just wiped out. I'm exhausted. But I think that's about it. I don't have anything else new. Easter Sunday was good. Can't complain. And I think that's about it. I think I covered everything I can cover. I don't really have any hot topics. I was trolling around here in the Crocs earlier today. The Dirt Perfect and family sent me. Wayne, I didn't say I wanted to cave work. I said I wanted to cave visit. All right, Ohio Logger. We'll see you later, buddy. Jay, I don't know, man. We'll see where it takes me. I have not a clue. I don't know what I'm going to get into this week. I'm not allowed to work on a job I'm going to on Sundays. I know that. Anyways, because I'm out of stuff to talk about and I got to get some sleep. Y'all take care. You have a wonderful week. You stay safe. You stay dry. Don't worry about it, Joe. It's not a big deal. The great thing about YouTube is you can rewind and watch it again from the beginning. So no worries there, my bud. And y'all take care, and hopefully we can get rolling on this new job and get you some good video here real soon. So